Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this council meeting to order, Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Verdell, may we have roll call, please?
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. McKenna? Mr. Lemak?
Here.
Mr. Olszewski?
Here.
Mrs. Ling?
Present.
Mr. Corns?
Here?
Mayor Dice?
Here.
Thank you. Michael, any announcement or unlisted amendments?
No unlisted amendments for this evening.
Okay. All right. Next is consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve the March 17th, 2026 minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Jamie and Aaron. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, that passes. Comments by Mayor Dice.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Vice President Lemak. If we could please bring up the slideshow. All right, thank you. That brings us again to the Pleasant Valley landfill slide. We've had this a few times. Again, that is April 20th through the 24th, also on Saturday the 25th. Permit passes are available here at the reception desk at the Murraysville Municipal Building. Next up, we have the curbside leaf collection. The last remaining day is Saturday, April 25th. Please know there's a 20-bag limit, and also if you want them to pick up the leaves, you have to make sure to sign up. There's the form right there. You can find it on our website. Okay, next slide, please. I think these two are kind of past due, so let's go to the next one. Yep, thank you. Okay, that brings us to this weekend. There's going to be the Joey Gombash Fishing Derby at Townsend Park this Saturday, April 4th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Children up to the age of 15 are invited to attend, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you. If we go to the next one. And as most everyone's probably aware, the new stop sign, as was required by our engineering analysis, was installed at North Hills Road. So far, I think it's been going well, Michael. No actual issues. So again, we just remind everyone, please see the stop sign. Please make sure you stop. It's a four-way stop now. And yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you. And that's all the announcements I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dice. Comments by the Chief Administrator? Michael?
Yes, just a brief update. As the mayor had mentioned, the stop signs are installed there at School Road and North Hills. These stop bars have not yet been painted on the road along School Road, so that will be done soon as the weather allows Public Works to get out there. The police did indicate that everybody seems to be complying and stopping. They only had one issue there thus far with somebody, I guess, not being aware of the sign, but they've been sitting at that location. They asked for permission from the property owners that live near there to be able to sit and observe, just to kind of keep an eye on things, make sure everything's safe. So thus far, the reports have been that folks are complying and that they are seeing the stop signs and stopping properly. So that's a good sign. Additionally, as I think was mentioned at the last meeting, but I wanted to be sure, we did receive a grant for the police bicycle program. The grant was for $7,500. The grant application was for a little over $21,000. So we are going to work with staff in the finance department to try to figure out a way to fit it into this year's budget. We do have a couple sources of funds that may allow us to move that program forward. We would hate to turn that grant back in, so we're looking at ways to try to be able to keep and retain that grant and then also execute on that program. The chief did talk about it recently in the newspaper, and the police department is excited to be able to try to implement that program. They think that can be of value to the community, not only in the various neighborhoods and for community events, but also along the trail area as well. So, and we even talked about maybe allocating a parking spot there at the Roberts Trailhead for municipal vehicles, including the police. That way they would have a good location to be able to kind of set up shop, take the bikes off of the vehicle, but then also have access to the vehicle right along the highway in case they do have to end their patrol and respond to any other matter in the community. So all those things are kind of in the works regarding the bike grant and the police bicycle program itself. And that's all for this meeting.
Thank you. Community input? No? Okay. All right, that brings us to liaison comments and committee reports. Let's start down this end tonight. Mr. Corns?
Thank you. Murraysville Medic 1 met on March 19th. We're still continuing with our subscription drive. That is going relatively well, but anybody who, if you've gotten one of those cards and you want to, turn those in, it offers a benefit to the household that's subscribed if you ever need those services. A substantial portion of the number of individuals who require those services are under the age of 50. So, if a lot of folks think that they don't need it before, unless they're in a more senior population, but when we look at the statistics, it's actually a fairly across the board system. Those subscriptions are also very important for helping the service, stay funded, stay local, stay in action. Many ambulance services are going away, and having one that is a vital service here is very helpful. Carl Stepanovich was formally appointed on the board, so he is now on the board over there. And over the next few months, we're going to be discussing just some overall budgeting for Medic 1. They are going to be coming in or asking to come in at some point this year to see if we can do kind of a presentation to the board overall, just as an update. The $5 per resident, fee that we pay, I think has been in place for 5-6 years now. And they just want to discuss about all the things that they're doing on their end to stay, fiscally solvent, and, kind of the challenges that they're facing. Costs of basically everything are going up. And the recent fuel costs, hopefully that's temporary, but that's also put them in a situation where, again, they're doing well, they're working hard, but there may be a discussion at some point about whether that number can be revisited, since it is a flat nominal. It has not been raised in many years, and I think we just want to restart that discussion at some point. So thank you.
Thank you. The FR School Board last met on March 23rd. A few things that were approved: the new firewall for the school. It was aging, so they had to replace that. Continued agreement with the Children's Institute was approved. The 2026-27 capital projects budget was approved. Public school facility implementation grant for $1.442 million to repair the high school roof. So the total project cost is just shy of $2 million, so hopefully that grant will come through. And as well as the Youngstown State affiliation agreement was approved as well. The Parks and Rec Foundation is to meet this coming April 13th, and we're continuing conversation around the disc golf course, so it's very exciting. A lot of great opportunity for the local businesses to get involved, and for those of you who are not familiar, these courses and like-minded ones around the area are getting quite a lot of attention, and we hope the local businesses will respond and have some great opportunity. The course design will be complete as of the spring. It'll be playable this coming summer, and all of that signage will be up by the fall of the ribbon cutting ceremony. That's it for me.
Oh, thank you. Jamie?
So I'll start with Planning Commission. I already briefed that we didn't have a meeting. Our next meeting is Tuesday, April 14th. The Library Board met on March 19th via Zoom. It was reported that the Dolly Parton Imagination Library is fulfilling the expectations with outreach and community involvement. It was noted that the seller from which books are purchased, et cetera, has been overwhelmed because of closures of other companies, but they expect it to level out soon and decrease the workload for those working at the community library. The renovation is moving along. The contractors have done their part, and librarians are moving collections back onto the shelving units. They're looking for their reopening this month, later this month. They're excited especially for the opening of the sensory space, as staff has been trained to help those with neurodivergencies, and it is also a certified autism-friendly space. They are working on filling one of the requirements for the grant, which is an outdoor seating space. And the landscaping there for ADA compliance is a little challenging, so in light of the item that's on the agenda tonight with the sidewalk, hopefully that can be incorporated to take care of that and everything ironed out. And their annual campaign is remaining strong.
Thank you.
Sure.
For the EAC, the meeting was scheduled for last night. It was canceled. Next one will be April 28th.
Okay, thanks, Matt. And F2MSA met on March 26th. The major capital work continues, including the nitrification tower rehab, pump replacements, treatment plant upgrades, construction works progressing, operational activities, normal, steady inspection, repairs, that kind of thing. And their financials are solid with continued investment in the infrastructure and equipment. So no major issues raised. Project and compliance efforts are moving forward. Okay, that brings us to workshop items, which there are none, so we'll move right on into the council action items. Do I have a motion for 13A?
Motion to renew the property, casualty, and automobile insurance coverages with MRM and the public officials and police professional liability with Greenwich Insurance in the total amount of $184,336 for the period of 4/1/2026 to 3/31/2027.
Second.
Okay. Michael, anything to add here?
No, this is the municipality's insurance for the year. The budget called for approximately $200,000 in this line item, so it's coming in under budget. The MRM is the big policy. That's the property, automobile, and general liability lines. It's $121,000. It's an increase of roughly 11%. However, most of the reason that increase took place was because of the insurable value of Murraysville, the commercial properties increased by 11.9% from 27 million to 30 million roughly. So most of the increase in that premium is due to the increase in our property values that are being insured. As it relates to the liability, public officials liability insurance and the police professional liability insurance, they each went up less than 2%, 1.42 for public officials and 1.96 for the police policy, which is only a $1,200 policy, so a pretty small one there. So overall, an increase of 10%. We have, and we do get dividends from MRM. Last year, the dividend we received was almost $15,000. So again, that policy has been doing very well for us, and staff is asking council to consider to continue utilizing the same coverage for the current year.
And if I could add as well, if everyone knows, Mayor Regis Synan has sat on MMRM's trust board for quite some time. He attended his last meeting this past Thursday on MRM, and he told us that we're going to be receiving a dividend check in the amount of $195,000. So that'll be a pretty great windfall for us, and it's just a great thing that we kind of get for being a good client for MRM. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention.
Great news.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, there's your bikes.
Any questions or comments from council? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. That brings us to 14A, Community Development. Do I have a motion?
Motion to authorize a partial bond release in the amount of $69,023.90 for the site development of SP 6-24 Tobin Land Development.
Second.
Thank you, Darren and Michael. Mr. Nestico, anything to add here?
The total value of the bond is $98,000, so this is a partial release of the $69,000 for completion of the work that has been done at the site. There will remain $29,000 and some change to complete the paving and landscaping, and it's been determined by the engineering department that that is a sufficient amount to move forward. Bless you. So staff is recommending that council reduce the bond in the partial amount as stated.
Okay. Any questions from council? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. That brings us to 15A. Do I have a motion for 15A?
Motion to appoint David Job as alternate sewage enforcement officer.
Second.
Thank you, Michael and Matt. Any context to add here, Michael?
Just slightly, just so that council's aware, Dave has been the sewage enforcement officer in Murraysville for quite some time, but as we transitioned into this year, we moved to Emily, our current engineer, to take over some of this work as Dave has been in the process of retiring from the municipality. As we know, he retired as the building inspector last year. So, but she has run into a couple more complicated items and felt it may be best if Dave could also provide some expertise and be able to weigh in and inspect those projects as well. So it only made sense to then add an alternate, which we have the ability to do. So Emily would still remain the sewage enforcement officer, but Dave could assist her and fill in as needed. So it just seems to make sense to have an alternate if we do have one available, as we do, because he does have all of his certifications.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from council? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion for 15B?
Make a motion to authorize the advertisement of the Murraysville Library Sidewalk Reconstruction Project, DPW-6-26.
Second.
Thank you, Matt and Jamie.
Pretty straightforward. This item was included in the 2025 CIP. The budget amount was $52,000. And additional funds in the 2026 CIP of $125,000. The current estimate for this project is around $70,000. This project is kind of part of a three-phase project to repair the sidewalks at this municipal building. The sidewalks up by the library are one aspect of that project. The front area here in front of the building, if you look closely enough, you'll notice some of the deterioration, especially near some of the handrails and some of the side areas. The steps between the library and the municipal building are also in a little bit of disrepair. And then also the kind of third phase of this project is over near the police station. So it's a project that has been planned within the CIP to kind of do a multi-year improvement. But we're starting with the library section because there is a tripping hazard up there that we've kind of temporarily rectified, but it also kind of falls in conjunction with, as Jamie mentioned earlier, the library kind of doing their remodel and the project they have going on. So asking council to put this out for advertisement, and we'll seek bids to try to get some of this work done. There is a portion of this work that Public Works can do in-house as it relates to some of the parking areas and handicap accessibility. So it's going to kind of be a joint effort of a bid project combined with some of the Public Works assistance as well.
So is the design pretty much staying the same? It's just the ADA ramp will be altered a bit?
Yes, I guess as I understand it, the ADA ramp is not compliant, but it was installed prior to those requirements. So we want to kind of get that in line, and not only get it in line with the requirements for ADA, but also make it accessible. Right now, it's a little bit tricky if you're up there, unless you park in one particular spot. It's hard to kind of get up onto the ramp itself. It's a step pretty much all the way around the parking lot. So they are going to do that and make it more conducive from an ADA standpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Is there also, at the board meeting that I attended, they had said that in order to complete one of the requirements for the grant that they received, they have to put in outdoor seating. But they were having some issues with finding an area that was not slanted, or is this a cooperation with that also?
Yeah, that's kind of where Public Works, I think, may come in. They took a look up there to see if it's possible to fit it in over in the one side grassy area. I don't know that they have anything conclusive, but I do know that that is something that we're going to work with them and try to achieve that goal,
Great.
to get some small outdoor seating area there. That's probably the only location, and it's kind of walled off, and so they may have to maneuver a little bit, but that is something that's part of this, but I don't know that we have a clear answer yet because we're trying to see what our options are. And I don't believe that they put it in the bid package, but it could be part of that to get an alternate bid to see if the contractor could also install a concrete pad, and then we'd put like a picnic table of some sort or something like that over there. So they are trying to find a location.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions or comments from council? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion for 15C?
Motion to authorize advertisement for DPW-2-26, the Alternative Road Treatment Project.
Second.
Thank you, Darren and Michael.
This one's pretty straightforward. We do it every year, but the road treatment project has a budget of $250,000 in the CIP. The roads that we're looking at for this year are Crowfoot, Sand Dune Drive, MPV Road. This would be a traditional chip seal and a fiber mat fog seal. So I'd like to put that out to bid and see what kind of feedback we get.
Okay. Was Pleasant Valley, is that state?
No, it's not. There are portions I think that are, but we have a portion that we maintain as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right, any questions from council? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion for 15D?
Motion to award DPW-5-26 Chambers Park paving project to Tresco Paving in the amount of $47,287.50.
Second.
Thank you, Michael and Jamie. Michael?
Yes, bids were opened on March 18th. There were two bidders. Tresco is the low bidder at $47,287.50. The other bidder was O'Neill Construction, just slightly above that, a couple $1,000s higher. This was included in the 2026 CIP with an approved budget amount of $210,000 for reconstruction of the courts. And to date, approximately $32,000 has been used. $178,000 remains for the overall project there at the park. So this is, staff is recommending awarding the contract to Tresco to do the reconstruction of the courts.
Okay, seems pretty straightforward. Any questions from council? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. And do we have an executive session for this evening?
Yes, there'd be an executive session, no action coming out of the executive session. It is for one would be a legal matter, and the other is a contract matter.
I think it would be fair to call it a real estate matter.
Real estate matter, sorry.
I have an old business.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I jumped over the old business, new business. So,
Oh, no problem.
all right, any old business?
Just out of curiosity, I was wondering if a price for the tarps was ever discovered, if we came in under that 10,000 that we had set for.
We haven't gotten any feedback yet on the price. I think that they were still in the process of determining which tarps may be the proper ones and get the right sizing. So I haven't heard anything yet. I will keep council updated. I'm sure that we should be able to stay under that amount, but certainly we want to make sure we get the project right. So
Mac's not here, so I had to ask.
that's no problem. But I don't have a good answer for you, so I apologize.
No problem. put you on the spot. Sorry about that.
Okay, any other old business? Any new business?
I just had one item I wanted to just check in on. Do we have a timeline or idea of when we're going to have the RFP for the comprehensive plan going out? I know we've had, with reorganization, a council vacancy, there's been a lot going on, but just curious if we kind of have an idea of what the timetable for that is.
I don't have a timetable, but I do have a mostly drafted RFP that I think we're probably getting ready to move forward with. So that is something that I can make a priority for council to get that in front of you within one of the next couple meetings here. It was a project that was kind of going and then kind of hit a little bit of a wall with all the stormwater stuff. And so now we're almost through the stormwater project, the stormwater fee project. So I can get back to that RFP, see where I left off. I think we had a pretty good document ready to go, so there may not be much left to do.
Okay.
And then council can certainly weigh that out. I think where we are in the process is, again, there will have to be some decisions from council as to what the expectation would be from the consulting firm as far as how many public meetings and how much engagement and what type of engagement we want to have. That's probably, as I present to you an RFP, that's going to be some of the decision making that council will have to weigh out, because ultimately, as we put the RFP out, we'll want to get some feedback from those consulting firms as to what they will provide and what they suggest as far as what they can offer at those meetings and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you can get a draft to us at some point ahead of that discussion, then at the meeting after that, we can, kind of discuss some of those particulars. I would, obviously, rest of council, I would, try to make it a priority, just because I know, having gone through it myself several times, the length of time it takes, if we want council members who are still on this board to be able to weigh in on the final product, we need to be able to get going on it soon if we can.
I would agree with that. That's fair. Like I said, I have, I think, a mostly complete draft, so I will work on that and then get that over to council, and then we can put it on an upcoming agenda.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other new business? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.